Previously on Black Book. Vasilisa's good intentions had paved the way to hell, and she travelled through it to a toll gate in order to get close to the centre.
Among the barren rocks of the underworld, you find a murky grotto. A flock of wailing demons has surrounded a frightened Cossack. He sits at a table where everything is ready for a game of Durak. It turns out that the old soldier has placed a wager, his soul against the stolen hat. Impatient devils are inviting you to play the game on their side. imps return the Cossack's hat before disappearing. A delighted old man gives you all of his money and dissolves right after the evil spirits. I've heard of Christian souls visiting hell, but never imagined myself being one of them, is the last thing he says before fading away. You have almost reached the bizarre Palace of Evil. Your steps echo among the ornate spires of this strange building. Citri knows the way and leads you to the very chambers of the palace's master. You notice many open chests filled to the brim with golden rubles. Perhaps it is worth replenishing your supplies. Behind the heavy gates lies a heap of treasure, gold and other riches 1,000 times more impressive than the one you saw in Vodinoy's palace. A black throne sits atop the shimmering mountain.
Well, who do we have here, dear me?
Count Andromelis.
Oh, is it you, Citri? Well. You've brought your beauty. This is the witch that broke the seals, I presume?
How can we reach the throne of hell?
This is not how we do business these days. No, we don't. We really don't. And what about the book, lads? Why does she still have it? Respond, will ya?
This is the same black book of legendary repute.
Oh, I know all about this Caldon's black books.
Listen, Andromelis.
Oh, right. The throne of hell. I will let you pass, Citri. But your Vasilisa will have to face the tall house. Or turn back.
What was that you were talking about black books?
Oh, everyone knows about black books. Yours is unique, of course. One of a kind.
How can we reach the throne?
Hell will lead you to it, my dear. If you pass my toll house, of course. Which path it will lead you to is for you alone to discover.
Aren't the aerial toll houses held by the angels?
Of course, by the angels, my dear, in the skies. I send my walkers to torment newly found clients.
You mean the deceased?
Right. I inspect their quality. If they have too many sins, then I grab their soul. But seeing as you are here, I won't let you go without a trial. Such is my profession. Theft is in my job description. I may be demoted otherwise, am I right, Citri?
We'll pass you anyway, you evil chort.
Right. But how?
All right. I will endure your ordeal.
Are you sure about that? An angel is usually there to atone the sins with good deeds. You can't rely on anyone here.
Why do you require all that nonsense? Angels, angels. Only the stupid sanctifiers need them.
Be wary. If you accumulate too many sins in his domain, then he will seize your soul, and even I won't be able to help you.
I'm sure I have nothing to fear.
Well, let me read the scroll. Your scroll, this one, my dear. It says everything. So, you visited a mill. You didn't steal even a kopeck. You went to the Vodinois palace. I have quite a collection of his ushkuiniks here. He has some very nice treasure. And didn't even care for it. But it's understandable. His gold turns to fish scales in the world of man. You Khaldons visit these churches without a second thought, as if it were your own house. It never ceases to amaze me. You did what? Marry someone off? You didn't even take the donations. How pity, how pity. And here, being but a guest, you didn't take a ruble. Not even one sin. I might throw up. You failed my ordeal. Now be on your way. Maybe you'll have better luck in another circle of hell.
Andromalius dissipates into a hideous cloud of sulfuric stench. A portal opens in place of his throne, through which you see a new landscape that is even darker and gloomier than what you've seen before.
Oh, what a beautiful place hell is when chaos reigns supreme. Don't you agree, my lady?
I don't know. All the sinners. I can't bear listening for their screams.
Even though they are devoid of heavenly grace, they found a shelter here in hell. And they are tormented most cruelly here, since we're in the domain of death herself. Shorts torture murderers, traitors, infidels, and other rebel here.
But why am I here? Among these wretches?
Who knows? Hell works in mysterious ways. I know one thing. The abyss will lead you to your goal.
Tell me how hell works.
I could explain it to you for ages, my lady. and still not tell you even a fraction of the whole truth. I know a lot being a spirit, but your mind simply cannot grasp this knowledge. Hell changes every moment, but only one thing stays the same. The torment of sinners devoid of forgiveness. Some demons heavenly delight in torture. For others, souls are just a form of currency.
Why are there some shorts here and others on Earth or with Khaldun's?
Some are sent to Earth as a reward, while others go to the same place but to Khaldun's as a punishment. Demons have their own hierarchy: peasants, workers, and nobles, just like mortal people. Some have their domain in hell, while others have theirs in the mortal world. We demons believe that world of man drowned in its sins long ago. As such, in essence, it is already ours.
Tell me about the Abyss.
Hell is darkness. Hell is chaos. Hell appears as it wills itself and doesn't have a firm structure. One might see it as a funnel with throne at its top. Some see it as circles or stamps floating in an endless darkness. Still, others see it as a series of endless caves burning with furious flame. But there is always someone with enough will to harness this power.
The tall house of murder is ruled by Death herself?
Who else but her? Death knows the guilty better than anyone, since she is present wherever sin is committed.
Will she let me pass?
Death is a strange creature, worthy of the hellish unknown. Today her victims are old ones, tomorrow everyone, or only the sick or the young. So it is not my place to guess at her whims about you, and live in sorceries.
Will this road lead us to death?
Correct. With it, we will get to her temple. She is the only one who can open the way further.
Let's not tarry.
I shall obey, my lady. Be strong. You are but steps away from your goal.
Mistress! Yes, you! Come to our cauldron.
Don't you forget, Short, that I'm still alive.
No, not in the cauldron, but to the cauldron.
This feeble-minded spirit invites you for a small excursion into his domain. I believe he wants to demonstrate to you all his skill in the devilish arts of torture.
Yes, this demon speaks truly. Well versed he is. Here, let me toss you a coin. We'll be waiting for you.
Please help me, good woman. Don't refuse. Here is a bit of God for you. Everyone says that you are rich with knowledge. I'm taking an exam at a short academy and have trouble with one question. What do you Khaldun's give away before passing into hell?
What do Khaldoons give away before dying? They give their chorts away with their book, or just with a touch. It happens in different ways.
Oh, right. Thank you kindly. I will be all right now.
Impenetrable gloom fills this region of hell, but it is often torn by a stray bolt of merciless fire. You hear savage howls and the thumping of thousands of demonic feet ahead of you. In the deep, thorny pits, demons are drilling their kin. In vain, they try to march in lines that will soon fall apart with such howls that your head is filled with tormenting pain. One of the would-be generals notices you and decides to test the skill of his subordinates, ordering a full-on attack. Shorts are scattering in fright, having learned the merit of your power. Some scream for mercy. Others flail their arms with a strange madness. Those soldiers that only watched the battle freeze in place. Each salute you in their own way. Some bow their monstrous heads or kneel. Others salute you with a shake of heavy horns. A winding path leads you to a huge grotto. Its walls and floor are dotted with pits, nooks, and crannies, all filled with cauldrons, boilers, and iron mechanisms where chorts are torturing souls of the screaming unfortunates. The terrible suffering of the sinners is so cruel that you involuntarily take several steps back. The familiar devil awaits. He bows and invites you for a little tour of his domain. Here you find every horror imaginable. Your guide relishes in the details of each torture while showing them to you. Here he adds some oil. There he turns the spit. And there he tightens the bolts on another of these disgusting mechanisms. He offers you to lend him a hand in this demonic art. You shudder at the thought of torture and quickly return to the trail. Chorts have built hideous squat barracks along the path. Slender rows of these buildings stretch all the way to a horizon dotted by black chimneys that are belching, reeking smoke. Everything around here is lined with fences and strange, thorny threads. Devils drive sinners from one barrack to another, and their hellish dogs torment the lingering unfortunates, killing their victims again and again. A group of Chorts approaches you orderly, as though being a military squad. They are dressed in scraps of filthy uniforms and are marching awkwardly across the ground, drenched in the blood of hapless sinners.
Ten hut! Good day, Mistress Prince Citri. You've come here on inspection, I presume?
I see that you found quite an impressive means of bringing your ideas to life.
What's going on here?
We're preparing for the 20th century.
If I may, my mistress, Chorts are getting more and more discriminated when we talk about murder. You see, there is less and less violence in the world, unfortunately.
And this is why we've come up with the new ways of tormenting mortals. We're getting ready to train our agents.
Looks like some kind of a horrible labor camp.
Yes, ma'am. In these very camps, we intend to torment millions of souls.
Have you come up with a name already?
Yes, sir. Death camps.
I feel that this may be too blunt. How about labor camps?
As your Royal Highness commands.
You won't see such expanses of the abyss while traveling with ignorant guides like Saint Nicholas, don't you think?
I haven't heard that there are fewer murders in the world of man.
Oh, but it's true, ma'am. This is the very reason that my colleagues are working on creating new ways to cause evil.
Oh, you should listen about all the wars that these clever Chorts have planned.
How horrible.
Let me tell you, sir, ma'am.
Everything in its own good time. We're in a hurry now.
Agents that you talk about, these are the Chorts that tempt people?
Yes, ma'am. There are several agents types. Type 1, corporal of the left shoulder. He sits on the left shoulder of a man. Type 2, fire colonel. Flies about as a fairy ball. Type 3, leather major. He puts on the skin of a corpse and walks among men.
Come on, you will tire our magnificent guest.
Some of the recruits in these pits will one day become such an officer.
Some will mingle with men, maybe even lead them.
This can't be.
I've heard that a most peculiar mustache will become fashionable.
We have to continue on. As for you, I don't think that you need to kill so many men and devise such camps.
Why is that, ma'am?
How can I convince this Herod spawn that he should not create such chambers of torture? Don't you think that all these victims will become holy martyrs?
No, we haven't thought of that.
What a wise remark. You should work harder, lad.
Please spare me.
Your guide nods to the Chorts standing nearby, and they drag their screeching leader to one of the barracks.
After you, my mistress. We should be on our way.
You approach a magnificent palace with a facade decorated only by shards of broken glass. The screams fade and give way to a dry wind that is driving dust across the withered remains of its former glory. The despondent building is still and silent.
Ah, the forgotten palace. The carbuncle of former glory.
Did you live in this castle?
The demons did. And we lost everything in the blink of an eye. Everything could be different. Do you think that our Lord invented this so-called hell? I'm sure that he would not.
So it wasn't you who decided to torture the sinners.
Nonsense. Who needs these wretches? No, we demons are the same prisoners in this kingdom of darkness as any other man. Times are changing, and so must we. I am positive that you would agree with me as well.
No, this cannot go on.
That's the spirit. We have almost reached the gates of the old Crone's temple. Let's not linger any longer in this dreary place.
The trail winds along the bank of the flaming lake. The gloom parts before a strong heat, reeking of sulfur and filled with the unyielding screams of helpless sinners. When you adjust to the bright light, you are able to discern the orderly rows of demons that pass along souls to each other. Every Chort has his own dreadful task, to cut, twist, or do other things better left unsaid.
Look closely, my mistress. Another innovation of death herself. Perpetual torture.
My lord.
Each demon has his own task, which he performs over and over again. Thus, each sinner is tortured by death with every way possible, and with proper diligence, not missing an inch. In the old days, we had to invent a special way of torture for each sinner. Now, everything is much simpler. It is said that the cauldrons will also receive similar treatment. You have no idea how hard it was to organize these lesser imps to perform their duties properly.
These poor people. How is this possible? Only demons could have invented something like this.
So, shall we continue our journey?
One more step, and a hateful, gaping portal reveals itself. It is a doorway to the halls of death itself, if the words of Citri are to be believed. Each footfall fills you with dread, and only the thoughts of proximity to your goal give you the strength to move forward. You descend lower and lower down the winding stairs, sensing the evil will of a creature devoid of life and earthly desires. A quiet spirit lives here, one waiting for its moment. A quiet spirit lives. Death itself is sitting on its throne, the enemy of humankind. Quiet rattling and the stench of decay are the unyielding allies of every spirit's word.
I've been waiting for you, Citri, and you, Vasilisa. I was expecting you to be much, much earlier.
Greetings to you, Death.
Weeks and weeks I was on your heels, sorceress, and yet you slipped away. But I am patient. Soon, very soon, you will be mine, and then... Look at these instruments. Oh, what a marvelous torture that will be. My demons will work on your body and soul when I'm done.
You'll never get me. Neither you, neither your chores.
Few are those who have avoided my embrace. You think your book can aid you?
Death has a creaky laugh, like the scratching of nails on a coffin lid.
Why do you take people away? Leave us alone. Your work brings nothing but misery.
What a clever witch. He wants to help humanity. But it is not my place to aid you in this matter. It is not I who made this world as such, but the Creator who willed it. You want to change the way things are. Be careful what you wish for, then.
Your demons. I've never seen anything like that.
It's merely my job. I am the mistress of another tall house at the moment. And I'm very diligent. Everything you've seen, don't even think of telling this to anyone. You know how I love surprising.
I can ask the book for eternal life.
For a long, long time, this ancient artifact was absent from these halls. But you are not the first to wield it. Few Khaldun's widen my embrace, you won't be among them either.
Maybe we will have a closer meeting soon, but not today. I will face your ordeal.
So bold. You are strong, Khaldun, but you won't escape my grasp. If you don't pass my toll, your soul will be mine.
Open the scroll.
Oh, how many charts you've slain, at least so you think, for they are immortal. But this is not your sin. Fyodor, your old friend, he has sins of his own, but they are none of my concern. You could have brought him to ruin, but you offered a helping hand. And your new friend, Petska, so small. You people think that age is important, don't you? You could have left, but you saved him. Your teacher, your mentor, he has betrayed you, and you forgave him as a faithful daughter should. Your colleague, the sorcerer, Alexander, he could have killed you, but he saved you. You forgave him, even though you could have killed him many times over. Here in hell, you met another living soul, Akasak. You are saved from inevitable death. Well, all my work is cut out for me, it seems. I appreciate your concern.
Death rises from her throne, and a portal to another hellish landscape opens behind her.
Don't forget about me, Vasilisa, for we shall meet again quite soon.
Sitri bows to your interlocutor and follows you into the portal. You sense that your victory is fleeting, so you step inside the portal that has just emerged behind the throne of the Grim Reaper.
So, here we are, our final resting station, my lady.
But I don't see the throne.
There is not much of a path left. After the Sinner's Forest, you will see the heart of the abyss. I hope that you've seen with your own eyes. Known as the home of fallen souls and wretched ghosts, is really...
Much worse. I'm seeing such horrors for the first time.
But wait, my lady, as you might have guessed, we're not idling. We shall regain our former power yet. You'll see. Unfortunately, it is time for a farewell. Follow the trail. It was a great honor and even a bigger joy to guide you down these hellish roads.
It seems that I will return from my exile to see my commander once again. I am grateful to you, Vasilisa. I wasn't wrong about your power. Perhaps serving you was the only right choice in a chain of fatal mistakes.
An old, beaten road is winding among the swaying trees. You hear whispers amidst the branches, and with a start, you realize that hell has grown a grove of sinful souls. You quicken your pace, unable to withstand the mutterings filled with pain. The voices beg and demand, but their words are alien and incomprehensible.
What will Vasilisa find at the center of hell? Will getting her wish be as straightforward as it sounded? Well, find out next time in the finale of Black Book.